Welcome guys to my magic sorcerer build. I don't normally do audio with my videos, but this one's a unique build, so I'd like to explain some of the skills and some of the gear to why I'm using them. I've not yet seen anyone running this exact build, builds thereof, but not this build I'm using right now. This build is unique. It is a pet build, and it's a really well-rounded build. Awesome for dueling, really strong for dueling. I've only lost a couple of duels here and there, but predominantly I'm winning majority of the duels. Really strong. Small group play is fantastic, and the reason why I'll tell you when I go through the skills. And also solo. If you want to cut round solo, I like predominantly small group play and solo play myself. You can also play solo play because the pet doesn't hinder you in any sort of way really, as long as you use this build correctly and to your advantage. Right, okay, let's go straight into it. We'll go for gear straight off then. So gear, what we're using is we're using 5-piece necropotence, sharpened ice staff, defending staff, necropotence. Okay, and then our monster set, this is the unique part now. This is the part that I don't see many people using. Okay, the Shadow Rend. I read into this, and this is actually pretty goddamn fantastic, to be honest. It's really good. Okay, Shadow Rend. It gives you 1-piece recovery, and when you deal damage, a 5% chance to summon a Clanfear for 15 seconds. Now the Clanfear cannot be killed. It's like the Nightblade Shadow. It can't be killed. It's literally a massive hindrance. It's up in the face, and not only that, it's dealing damage. And also, this is one of the main reasons why I went for this monster, is the damage applies minor maim to enemy hit for 5 seconds, reducing their damage done by 15%. This effect can occur every 15 seconds. So not only is it up in the face, being a massive distraction, being a massive pain in the ass, and causing them physical damage, it's also reducing their damage by 15%. Which is substantial amount of damage reduction. Okay, so that's the monster set, which makes this build a little bit different to other pet builds, and that's that. Okay, I'm also running 4-piece seducer. The reason I'm doing this is to bump up the recovery, as I'm not running lich, which makes this a little bit different as well. I'm not relying on the lich proc. I'm just going out for all-out recovery. And I'm not having any dramas with recovery whatsoever. For those people that rely on the lich proc a little bit too much, this is fantastic. It's perfect. So I'm running 4-piece seducer on the body, and then I'm running necropotence breeches. I'm running seducer feet, and then I'm running necropotence jewelry. Okay, so I'm running 5-piece necropotence, and I'm running 4-piece seducer for the recovery. Now if you wanted to, if you found this was a little bit too much sustain, you could drop the seducer and go Magnus, which is recovery, max magic and spell damage, and that would just boost your damage a little bit more. But I find the recovery a little bit more helpful, as survivability and damage is enough on this build already, to be fair. And that's it for the gear. Okay, so we'll move on from the gear to the skills. So what we're using then, the bat bar is generic, similar to a generic bat bar. There's a few skills I change out for dueling, but this is what I use for open world. Okay, so Hardened Ward, Boundless Storm, Healing Ward, Streak, and then I'm using my Summon Twilight Atronach. The reason I go for this and not the Clanfear is it predominantly stays by me, has a real good heal, and it doesn't get up into, because the reason I'm spawning this is to prop my necropotence. Okay, so I don't really want this to die. Now this doesn't majority of the time doesn't get up into the opponent's face like the Clanfear does. When the Clanfear gets up into the face, they have to kill it, and majority of the time you spend most of the time bringing it back alive. Where with this one, it doesn't get up in the face, and it sticks by you, and it's got less chance of dying. And it gives you a pretty phenomenal heal as well, to be honest. That's the reason I go for the Twilight. Okay, and then I go for the Greatest Storm Atronach, which also procs the necropotence. So if they do kill your pet and you drop this down, you can get behind it and then bring up your Twilight again, and your necropotence will still be procced. and I find this really good if I've got 1, 2, 3 blokes getting down on me. I drop this down and it just gives me that leeway to kite round it and negate some of the damage while I get back on the front foot. Okay, that's the back bar. On the front bar then, we've got hardened ward, we got crystal frag, sorry, hunting curse. Now I didn't go for the pet curses. I'm not relying on the pets to do majority of the damage. I'm still doing quite a lot of the damage. My pets are there for debuffs and heals and just for being a giant hindrance. But I like the hunting's curse because it has that second proc from the night blades that like to disappear. I like that second one that pulls them out stealth twice. Okay, I go for the crushing shock because I like the interrupt. Again, it's a massive inconvenience to those people that rely on dark conversion and all that sort of stuff for the stam sorcs. I like to swap this out depending on what I'm doing. For open world, I keep it as crushing shock if I'm running solo, but if I'm running small group play or duels, depending on who I'm against, I will then swap this out for destructive touch. Now this is a bad lad. This is a pretty strong move. So this will basically keep locking up your opponents, keep locking them up as many times as you want, and you can just get around them and you can literally just be the biggest hindrance. Awesome for small group play. You won't be the sole damage dealer, but you will locking them up and you will literally just be causing major dramas for your damage dealers to just get in there and absolutely annihilate people. So that's awesome for group play. Okay, so we double barred Twilight, obviously to keep it up at all times. Also, it's there for the heal on the front bar as well. I run Structured Entropy because I like the empowerment. I know a lot of people, you can swap this out. There is a different way you could run this. You could drop this. You could put Inner Light on your bar there for more max magic, and then you could drop Boundless Storm and put Power Surge. That is also viable. This is the way I like to play because I like to empower my crystal frags and I like to empower my stuff, and I like to just weave my Structured Entropy in and out my rotation. That's just the way I'm used to playing. But yeah, there is an alternative way. If you like Power Surge, you can drop this, whack Inner Light there, and you can whack Power Surge there, and this build will still work better, to be honest, with the heals and whatnot. Okay, and I'm running Ice Comet on the front bar. Okay, I'm not running the Destro ult as it's just not as effective anymore, and to be honest with you, it's a little bit of a dirty ultimate. Okay, Ice Comet, a lot more fun, a lot more effective when you get the timings down to a T, learn how to use it correctly. I find this ultimate to be a lot more effective, and just a lot more fun, to be honest, a lot more rewarding when you get a kill with it. Okay, so that is my skills. Also for duels, if you don't want to run streak and you don't want to be streaking here and there and everywhere, you can also drop this for mines, and you can just have this exact same setup, but you can just put mines down for streak, and that'll just make you basically that big ultimate tank. Stay behind your pets, drop your mines, anyone who jumps in basically just gets nuked, and you just become one really tanky guy pushing out some really good damage at the same time. Okay, that's the skills. Go on to the champion points. Champion points pretty much a generic CP system. All this will change next patch as they're dropping reduced cost and recovery. Obviously I don't know how that will affect the build, but we'll find out, and I will then put up a further video of how I've got that set up. I just quick blast over a CP there because majority of people know Magic Sorc CP. Okay, and I think that is it covered. I'll try and get some gameplay up of this, some of the duels, just to show you guys what this is capable of. This is my first video, so if it is really crap, I apologise. Just leave me comments and I'll obviously improve. Thank you very much for watching. Can you subscribe to Twisted Gaming, and thanks for your support.